Hey y'all, it's your buddy Smokey. And before I move on to anything else in guitar technique or theory or any of that stuff, I want to hip you to this. This is the TechSWAT True Hybrid Amplifier. I've been using this for almost a year now, and I've been waiting to do a thing on it because I wanted to live with it for a bit and really kind of use it in a lot of situations and find out if there were any flaws, any things like that. And you know what? No, there's not. So let's get into it. This is made by a fine gentleman, Jack K. And it's his company, TechSWAT, TXWATT. Check him out online, TechSWATamps.com, TXWATamps.com. They also make combo amps, but this will fit on your pedal board. 5-6 pounds tops, maybe. I didn't weigh it, but it's okay. It's super light. 12AX7 on the front end, a super classy Class D power amp on the back end. What is it? 100 watts at 4 ohms and 55-ish watts at 8 ohms. Coming with this lovely silver sparkle 8 ohm cabinet. So I've been running at about 50 watts. Now, anybody that knows me knows I like effects. I use rack mount stuff. I can use lots of pedals. This has been the perfect pedal platform for me. Absolutely, hands down, perfect platform for pedals. The other thing I wanted to get into is that I've also used it with my 11 rack in pedal mode. I use it with regular pedals, and I've done some recording sessions with it with nothing but the amp. So let's get into that. You've got your gain here. You've got 4 different stages of gain. You've got your EQ section, treble, middle, bass, presence, and then your master volume right here on the end. Now these fancy pretty blue lights, they do something too. You've got 2 different kinds of gain characters to it. You've got an American style gain character, and you've got a British style gain character. And if you know anything about the different kind of amplifiers that there are, that overdrive and distortion and gain in British versus American amplifiers sort of sit in a different place in the EQ. And that's what this switch here does right here. You'll see the little American flag and the little British flag. That right now we're in American mode. And it's got a very classic, wonderful, compressed, there's still a note there. When I was sitting down and having the discussion with Jack when he gave me this one to work with and to play with, the ones that'll be hitting the market are going to have the TechSWAT logo. This is what they were originally going to call them, SWATs. I just jokingly say it's called SWAT for Smokey, but it's not. But when you in the American characteristics, we were talking the one time, and he was saying that you can work from either end of the chain to kind of get the sound you want. And I kind of understood what he was talking about, but it wasn't until I really got my hands on it. Like that compression you just heard, that was just the result of running the gain at about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And look at that, the master barely up. So the front end's starting to squeeze a little bit. You're hitting that noise ceiling just enough where it starts to squeeze, but you haven't lost any dynamics. Responds really well to pick attack and to picking dynamics. Like, I've never been one for tube amps. I've had all the biggies, and to me tube amps are like toxic relationships. You love it, but you know when you need it most, it's not going to be there for you. It's going to fail you. It's going to let you down. This, not once, has not given me any issues. Built like a tank, and that clean tone, that's lush. No reverb, no nothing, just wonderful. I mean, that's almost like Spinal Tap sort of sustain. It's, you kind of go, it doesn't stop. So getting back into this part of it, I'm going to be all over the place with this, but I want to let you know what this thing does. So you've got your level of gain going in. You've got your character, and this first one here is the character of British or American. So let's go to British real quick and not mess with anything else. Here, that bottom tightens up a little bit. Now, every kind of gain stage, be it American or British, sits in a different place in the EQ. There's certain frequencies that are going to compress and distort for other frequencies, and that's what gives an amp its character, especially when you get in between the British versus American thing. So let's go back for 1 second. Back to an American mode. You're going to hear that kind of round F-style bottom. Tightens up like a good British amp should. So I've yet to hear this through a 4x12. Anybody's got a 4x12 they'll let me borrow? I want to hear this thing through a 4x12 because, oh my. So in here you've got a British to American character of your bass frequencies, your mid frequencies, and your treble frequencies. Now, when you're in British mode or American mode, you are not by any stretch of the imagination sort of obligated to then flip everything else into a British mode or American mode exclusively. You can play around with it. So let's see here. We got all kinds of character at your fingertips. That's pretty cool. Now the next cool part of this is what I was talking about, the 4 sort of gain stages. Now Jack is very proud of the fact that this is a direct signal path. So these gain stages sort of sit in parallel. So when you switch to one, it's still a direct through signal, and that is brilliant. Jack, what? You're a genius. That's all there is to it. So let's go, we're in stage 1. Let's go to stage 2. Now stage 1, let's go back to stage 1 for a second because I really didn't go over it. You've kind of got this F-style, Fendery, flip it, a little more Voxy, a little more mids kind of creep in. Whereas like a Fender style amp would have a scooped mid and that Voxy, nice tight bottom, pushed mid thing. That's, there you go. So we go to stage 2. Now we're talking sort of like tweed American into like British high watt kind of thing. So, you know, we've gone from Voxy to high watt. Let's turn the gain up. Turn the master down a pinch. Ooh. What? Let's play around with that EQ a little bit. Let's bring down the treble a little bit. Bring up the mid. Roll off a little bass. Touch that presence back a little bit so we're not getting a little harsh and brittle. Ho ho Oh yeah, I'm liking that, right? Like that's just yummy, right? That's sort of the high watt ish. That's the British side of it. Everything's got a different character with each gain stage. Let's go back to something kind of tweedy. What? Let's bring that treble back up, or the bass back up a little bit, a little more treble. Roll that mid off. Kick in a little presence. Ooh, well, how about that? So, that's got punchy, 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 punchy kind of thing going on. Now, this is really fantastic. Give me a second here. Lots of character in each kind of stage, and there's not really a point in the EQ where you're going to run into places where it's unusable, and that's really, really cool, because there's always a part in any kind of EQ section where, say, like you turn the bass up and it's just woofy and flubby, or if you turn your treble up too much, it's brittle and it's harsh and it hurts. That doesn't happen. Like, every part of the EQ section is musical, it's usable, and you will find something in there that you can use. I mean, Jack's whole thing was, he made this amp not to sound like other amps, but for you to find your sound with it. And it really does that. Like, no matter what you're in the mood for, it's here, and no matter what your little twist on something traditional might be, it's here. It can happen. You can find it, and you can work from both ends to do it. So the presence is really wonderful. You know, if you want to roll back the mids to take sort of some of the throatiness out of it and bring up the presence to sort of open that top end up a bit, but without the treble being too harsh, you can do it. You want front end compression? Well, then turn up the gain, roll back the master, and you'll get that lovely front end compression. You want that power tube kind of compression? Well, there you go. Roll up the tail end, roll back the front end, and you're going to get it. So let's do that. Huh? Let's get that going. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's super. My apologies. Hear that note hanging on? That's that back end kind of compression. That power amp section. You're like, but Smokey, they're not tubes. This is a super duper kind of fancy Class D. It's fancy enough that he won't tell me what it is. We talked about every circuit in here, and he was still like, I'm not going to tell you about the power amp. It's pretty goddamn special, and I'll be damned if it's not pretty goddamn special. So that's one way to use that. He wasn't lying about you can work from both ends to get the sound you want. Now, I'm definitely more of a front end compression kind of guy. So let's go there, roll that tail end back so I'm not knocking y'all over with it. Seriously. That's pretty badass. And that's just stage 2. I only have the gain up to 1 o'clock. Like, if you really want that angry tweed kind of thing, alright, fine, let's crank it. Come on. How can you not enjoy that? And the other thing is, since the front end's compressing, you get that wonderful, like, roll it back. And you get those lovely, compressed, ready to pop kind of clean tones. Right there. It's all right there. So let's go to stage 3. Stage 3, you're looking at more of kind of getting into, was it boogie-ish? Jack? Was that front end on stage 3, the American section, kind of boogie type? Let me know if I'm wrong. Jump in with this. And man, what? That's just the American side. You go to the British side, and you're going to start looking at JTM 45, plexi sort of. Tighten up that bottom end a little bit. Focus those highs. And you can hear me talking. There's that note. This thing compresses so wonderfully. It's so organic. This is the only thing with a tube in it I'm going to use from now on. I don't care about the big boys. I don't care about the classics. They've all let me down. This will not let you down. It will not let you down. Just won't. Listen to that. That's just... Come on. Really? Stage 4. Now, we were talking about stage 4, and he was saying this is more D-style, Dumble style kind of thing. Not, you know, I mean, these aren't, they're inspired by. These by no means are supposed to sound like it, but if you have a taste for some kind of amp, you can find your sound with that taste in here. So let's... roll it back a little bit. That's pretty sick. That's really sick. Yes, this is very much a biased opinion. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been living with this now for almost a year. Has it been almost a year, Jack? And I guess that makes me a Texwatt artist, and I'm very, very happy to be one, even though, like, nobody can go out and gig right now. Like, get online, check out Texwatt amps. These are fantastic. And when you go to the British side of that, 4th stage, you're starting to get into JCM kind of world. So... didn't even have to turn that up loud to make that happen. Lots of rich, wonderful harmonic content there too. Like, it's not, you don't have to crank this thing to make it do something really beautiful. But if you want to crank it, by all means, get nasty with it, because it will give you every watt and every harmonic available. This, I can't get over it. I really can't. Like I said, I'm not a tube watt guy. I'm not a tube amp guy, but I'm a Texwatt guy. That's it, man. I'm done. I'm done. Don't anybody call me with no amplifier bullshit, because Jack's got me. Jack's got me at Texwatt. Jack and Paul and everybody over there, the staff is magnificent. They're wonderful people. Get a hold of them. Like, this is amazing. And I want to give you more, but this is just a quick overview, and probably not quick enough for you, but hey, suck it up. I want to tell you about it, and at least give you a taste of everything that's going on here. Uh. All that from one amplifier. And an amplifier that can sit on your fucking pedal board. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? No, this is no longer safe for work kind of conversation. This is work. And it's fine work. And it's handcrafted here in the old United States of America. Done up with the good people at TechSWAT in Texas. Jack, you're a brilliant man. And I know how much the master's hands is in here. I understand now. I certainly understand now. And having had a chance to live with it and working with it from back to front and front to back in terms of how I shape my tone and for the different things I've done with it, it's amazing. A lot of times when you see me out, you know, it's going to be used as a pedal platform because a lot of what I do really sort of depends on lots of sonic information and colors. So it's my favorite pedal platform ever. Will it take my 11 rack in the front end in pedal mode? Absolutely. I can use an amp simulator with no cabinet on the front end, and the amp simulator works like another kind of distortion pedal. Wonderful. Like, this will take whatever you throw at it, and it'll go, okay, you want me to do this? And it does it. I'm shocked, and I'm thrilled, and I'm happy to be a part of the team, even under quarantine. And I know it took a while for me to get this out because I didn't want to just throw up a video and go, hey man, check it out. I wanted to live with it. I wanted to work with it. I wanted to be able to give you guys a range of great tones. And it's done. It's done. So always make sure you look for the TechSWAT logo there. We go, TechSWAT, and look them up online, TechSWATamps.com. It's your buddy Smokey. I honestly, check one of these out. They also make fantastic combo amps. Lots of lovely options in what you want your cabinet in. And that even goes with some of the lovely options for the combo amps. I can't wait to try one of the combo amps too. I like to do a pro and con kind of thing with anything that I'm demoing, but there's no cons. There's just no cons. I haven't run into them. I do have one wish, and the only wish I have for it would be, and I know this would defeat the whole direct through straight line signal that Jack has worked so painstakingly and lovingly to create, is an idiot like me will turn and go, can you put an effects loop in it? And that's certainly not against the design or the sound of this amp at all. When you hear that kind of preamp and clarity in the gain and musicality in the gain, I don't want to put delay and reverb in front of that and have that bleed and sort of cloud up all those wonderful harmonics that I like my delays and my reverbs after the preamp but before the preamp. So if there was one wish, then maybe an effects loop, but it's not necessary. It's certainly not necessary. I can't. There's days that I sit here with it and just go, I don't believe it. But there it is. I have to. There's the proof. So it's your buddy Smokey. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for taking a minute and listening to me babble about the TechSWAT True Hybrid Tube Amplifier. Check it out and check them out. TechSWATamps.com. TXAMPWATT amps.com. You won't be sorry. Get a hold of Jack. This is beautiful work. When you find them at NAMM, really, honest to God, I'm done looking. We're done. Done. TechSWAT Amps. It's your buddy Smokey. Thanks for hanging out. We'll talk to you later.